When we talk about someone like Donald Trump, we usually look at the obvious things: the politics, the personality, the headlines. But what if there's something else going on? What if it's not just about the person, but about the timing? Think of it like this: Bazi isn't a crystal ball that shows you a movie of the future. It's more like a weather forecast for a person's life. It tells us what kind of energetic weather they're walking through. Is it a calm, sunny day? Or are they in the middle of a hurricane? This pressure, this weather, doesn't force them to do anything, but it does change how they feel, how they react, and what gets amplified. And when you look at the weather forecast for 2026, it's not a calm season. It's a season of high winds, high heat, and high drama. For someone with a personality that's already big and loud, that kind of weather doesn't make them quieter. It turns up the volume. Let's start with the person himself.
To understand someone in Bazi, you need their birth information. Using the info we have, we can see his core personality is like a giant, solid castle made of earth. It's built to be strong, to be a landmark, and to last a long time. It's steady and doesn't like to be moved. Now here's the interesting part. This castle is built right on top of a volcano. The volcano's fire is constantly feeding the castle, making the earth stronger, larger, and more solid. So the fire, his ideas, his passion, makes the earth, his core self, more powerful. It's a feedback loop. This creates a person who is very confident and commands attention like a huge castle on a hill. But what's not there is just as important. There's no cool river of water to help the castle reflect or be flexible. There are no sharp metal tools to cut away parts that aren't working easily. So you have a volcano making a castle bigger and bigger, with no off switch and no easy way to change its shape. Let's talk about the weather forecast for 2026. That year is like a wild horse made of pure fire galloping across the land. This isn't a quiet little pony, it's a racehorse on fire. A firehorse year makes everything fast, loud, and very, very visible. It's a time for action, not for sitting still. So what happens when this firehorse gallops towards our volcano castle? It doesn't bring a gentle breeze to cool things down. It brings more fire. This means the volcano roars louder, and the castle becomes more asterisks of what it already is, a giant, unmoving fortress. The environment will make him more of who he already is, not someone new. But here's a secret many people get wrong. They think May is another firehorse, leading to some giant explosion. It's not. Think of May as a hot, hissing snake, and just as this snake appears, a little bit of rain starts to fall on it. What happens when you drop water on something super hot? You get steam, sizzle, a lot of noise, a lot of reaction, and a lot of movement. It's not one big boom. It's a month of constant, steamy, reactive action. Things are active, shifting, and not stable. So the real story isn't about the castle collapsing, it's about the firehorse weather, making the volcano castle even more intense. The pressure doesn't come from being weak, it comes from being too much of one thing. It's like blowing up a balloon. The problem isn't that the balloon is weak, it's that you keep putting more and more air into it. Eventually, the pressure becomes enormous. Instead of a collapse, you are more likely to see an intensification, stronger opinions, more direct actions, and bigger reactions from everyone else, because loud, hot weather affects everybody, not just one person. When the fire is strong, everything becomes clearer, louder, and harder to ignore. So what does this all mean, really? It means the environment in 2026, especially in the middle of the year, supports big, fast, and confrontational moves. Fire doesn't like to wait. It also means that everyone else will react faster too. So instead of just watching one castle, you're watching how the whole landscape heats up and interacts. So what does the chart actually say about May 2026? It doesn't say a specific event is guaranteed to happen. It doesn't say the castle will fall. It says that a very strong person is walking into very strong weather, and when that happens, you don't get a new person, you get an amplified one. You get more of the same traits, just expressed with much more intensity under the bright hot lights of a firehorse year. And in Bazi, that's the real insight. The question is never what will happen. It's what gets stronger, what gets challenged, and how does the person choose to respond. In a year where the weather itself is moving this fast, the response is everything. If you want to understand your own weather forecast for 2026, not with simple headlines, but by understanding your personal timing and structure, then you have to look deeper. The real power of this tool isn't in predicting someone else's future, it's in helping you navigate your own with clarity. And that's where things get truly useful.